Good morning, Batya. I'm glad you made your way to the Discord server. We can chat there more. Welcome. Today is a new day. How are you doing today? I'm not diabetic. Is there a reason why an orange shawl is associated with diabetes, Skylar? Good morning, Sim Avubaka Darib. Something like that. The crib. Welcome, good morning. So, today we are going to say some old words. Because that's what we do. We say old words here. We're going to say some words from the book of Deuteronomy, the Shema, and the Vahafta. And we're going to say some old words from the Epic of Anzu, which is a dragon-slaying myth from ancient Sumer. And then we will say Arati, a concluding prayer from the Shivananda yoga tradition. And then Kaddish, a prayer of grief and mourning, returning at the end to the beginning to Judaism. No, I'm not a guru. I am a social media personality. There's a bit of a difference. Welcome, Peanut Butter Karma. How are you doing today? So we'll start with the Shema. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Vahafta et Anat Elohecha ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך וחיוך הדברים האלה אשר נוחים מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך וחיה כי ויחיו אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר נשבע לאבותיך לאברהם ליצחק וליעקב לתת לך ערים גדולות וטובות אשר לא בנית ובתים מלאים כל טובה אשר לא מילאת וברות עצובים אשר לא עשת וכרמים וזיתים אשר לא נתת והלכת ושבת Hishamer lecha penishkach et yoresh artishacha mi'aretz Mitzrayim mibet avadim. Listen, Israel. Listen, you. You from the land of Judah, from that western coast of the Fertile Crescent. Yahweh, Eloheinu, Asherah, Anat, Baal, Echad. They are all one, right? That is the origin of this prayer. In a time of political stress and the devastation of cities, when the elites had a need to unify what remaining power they had under one label, they made a claim that all of the gods of the land were in fact one. Good morning, Pamela Peach. How are you doing today? And they said, you shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart and all your soul and all your might, and these words which I repeat to you today, you shall repeat to your children, and you shall recite them when you wake up and when you go to bed, and when you are traveling and when you are at home, and you shall bind them as a symbol on your hand, and let them serve as a sign on your forehead, and inscribe them on the doorposts of your houses and on your gates. And when Yahweh Eloheinu brings you into the land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to assign to you great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards, and olive groves that you did not plant, and you eat your fill, take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. Good morning, Katie. How have you been? What brings you to this spot on this morning, and what will you be doing today? Today, we're going to continue reading from the Epic of Anzu. I posted a picture of the Anzu bird on the Discord server. He's not really a bird, it's more like a griffin, a terrible sea creature who decides that he is going to take the fate of the world, take his fate into his own hands, because the king of the gods Enlil decided that he wanted the Anzu bird to be set dressing for his divine temple, and the Anzu bird says, nah, I don't want that, I'm going to take your tablet of destiny, I'm going to go. Thank you for the mate tea, Katie. Appreciate that. So, let him guard the way into your central chamber. Henceforth, let him be here too when you bathe in purified waters, and also let him watch over the objects for your Enlil power. Enlil heard and considered everything that was spoken to him. Then he selected the place for the cult center in the city of Nippur. He had the power to give commands to every one of the gods, and pronounced a new destiny that Anzu might take charge of. Enlil made him guard over the entryway of his sacred chamber. He was there too when he bathed himself in the purified water. Within clear view before him were the objects of his Elil power, majestic crown, fine robe, the tablet of fate within his hands. Anzu looked at these and at Duranki's god, father of the gods, and he made up his mind to take the Elil power for himself. Anzu time and again looked at Duranki's god, the god's father, and he was determined to acquire the Enlil's power for himself. That's some villainy right there. The tablet of fate will no longer be the gods, but will be mine. I will have the power to give commands to every one of the gods. I will have the throne for myself and dictate all manner of rights, and also I will be the commander-in-chief of the Igigi. Such did he contemplate rebellious intentions within his heart, and there in the hall at the entrance to Elil's private rooms, from the place where he usually looked, anticipated morning, so while Elil undertook his ablutions in the purified water, entirely naked, having left his crown sitting upon his throne, thus it was that he took the tablet of fate, the Elil power. All rights were neglected once Anzu took wing and vanished, with not a glimmer of light, and not a whisper to be heard. So, the Anzu bird, the demon, has taken the tablet of fate and flown away. Where has he gone? Well, The advisor of the gods, the father Elil, was at a total loss, because the gleam had been stolen from his private rooms. The gleam had been stolen from his private rooms, and every one of the Igigi was overcome with bewilderment. Because the gleam had been stolen from his private rooms, so the gods from all the places sought everywhere for an answer. Anu raised his voice, speaking to his sons, the gods, saying, "The god who kills Anzu will acquire fame across the globe." Of course. Kill the dragon. Return the kingdom to its holy state. Good morning, Dudat. Thus they summoned Anu's son, Adad, manager of the canals, and the overlord raised his voice to be heard, saying to him, "Great and fearsome Adad, whose charge cannot be stemmed, go and sear Anzu with your powerful weapon, the lightning, and your name will gain fame within the Congress of the Gods. None of your brothers, the gods, could claim to be your equal, and surely you will find that temples will be erected for you. Your cult centers will emerge everywhere in the four quarters, and so too your cult centers will be established within Ekur. Reveal your might before the gods, and you will be supreme." And Adad gave his reply, speaking to his father Anu, saying, "Father, would anyone eagerly go to that remote mountain? Which of your sons, the gods, do you think could beat Anzu? He holds the tablet of fate and possession of the Elil power. All rights were neglected once Anzu took wing and vanished. No longer does Dur-Anki's god dictate all commands. He does. Just in pronouncing the words, any he curses will turn to clay. Thus the gods must dread whatever invocation he might utter, and turning about declared he would make no such journey." Adad says, "I'm not going to fight that terrible beast. He'll kill me." Thus, they summoned next to them Gera, the son of Anunitu. And the overlord raised his voice to be heard, saying to him, "Great and fearsome Gera, whose charge cannot be stemmed, go and strike Anzu with your powerful weapon, the wildfire, and your name will gain fame within the Congress of the Gods. None of your brothers, the gods, could claim to be your equal, and surely you will find that temples will be erected for you. Your cult centers will emerge everywhere in the four quarters, and so too your cult centers will be established within Ekur. Reveal your might before the gods, and you will be supreme." We are reading the Epic of Anzu, a Sumerian myth. And Gera gave his reply, speaking to his father Anu, saying, "Father, why would anyone eagerly go to that remote mountain? Which of your sons, the gods, do you think could beat Anzu? He holds the tablet of fate, the possession of the Elil power. All rights were neglected once Anzu took wing and vanished. No longer does Dur-Naki's god dictate all commands. He does. Just in pronouncing the words he curses will turn, in pronouncing the words, any he curses will turn into clay. Thus the gods must dread whatever invocation he might utter, and turning about declared he would make no such journey." So I think we're going to pause there. There is a few more gods that are declaring that they're going to make no such journey. We're not going to fight the Anzu. Welcome, Bebe Mia. I'm glad you found me in the live section too. How are you doing today? So we will pause and we will resume the Epic of Anzu another day. Another day. Boop, boop, boop. What's happening on Discord? I'm doing okay. What time is it for me? It is 10:15. Discord looks overwhelming. There's a lot of information there. But it's not that bad. You can basically just hang out and chit chat and you'll be okay. I do post a notification when I go live. That's in live stream chat, right? So you can click there, and I tag. There's a notification group called Friends. You can sign up for that notification group if you like, but you don't have to. It is winter where I am. It's very cold. There's snow on the hillside, and I can see all of the branches of all of the trees. It is winter and cold. So, now it is time for Arati. Spend time with me. I want to spend time with you. Winter is my least favorite season because I am chronically cold. And so it's difficult for me to be comfortable in the winter time because I'm just always shivering. Always shivering. So Arati is a word that means flame in Sanskrit, or light. I have not eaten rice and veggies yet today. Yeah, I used to eat much more commonly on the stream, but the patterns of my house changed and the patterns of my life changed, and so it made less sense to eat rice on stream. But that was a nice time. that was a while ago. You had snow. How many times do you get snow a year? Probably like once or twice. Maybe 3 times, and it's gone the next day. But after this stream, I will be going downstairs to get a snack. But unfortunately, I can't stream it with you. We are stuck in this box right here. Just this spot. The last time you saw me, 2 years ago. My gosh! Well, welcome back. I'm glad to see you again. Not in your area. There was snow in Israel, but not exactly where you are. That's true. It is a time for rest and contemplation. Boop, 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 boop. Always trying to be centered in the stream. It's challenging. So, we're going to say Arati. Arati, and then Kaddish. As you do. 2 years, like a year and a half. 2 summers ago. So. Jaya Jayarati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Sri Ganesha Jaya Jayarati Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jayarati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Choya Jaya Jayarati Venkantaramana Venkantaramana Sankatarana Sitarama Radhe Shama Jaya Jayarati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jayarati Rajarajeshwari Rajarajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jayarati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jayarati Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimutri Avatara Jaya Jayarati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Arati Sanischaraya Sanischaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Arati Sankarachaya Sankarachaya Advaita Gravi Jaya Jaya Arati Sadgurunata Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jaya Arati Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Jaya Jaya Arati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jaya Arati Ayapa Samine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jaya Arati Jesus Grave Moses Grave Buddha Grave Jaya Jaya Arati Muhammad Grave Guru Nanak Grave Samastya Grupho Namaha Jaya Jaya Arati Venugopala Natatrasuyabhati Natandrakaratam Nimavidyabhati Kutayamagni Tvameva Vantamanavanti Sarvam Tasya Basya Samitam Vivanti Om Gange Kayamane Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Sri Kaveri Hiya Namasitam Namo Namaha. Good morning, Jada. So nice to see you. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandisha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasandriyarva Buddhyat Manava Prakrite Sabhavat Karomi Adyad Sakalam Parasmahi Narayana Iti Sarmarpayami Sarmandarman Pravichayam Mikam Sarvanambraja Aham Svasarva Papayo Mukshayami Masicha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these I dedicate to you. And your life story, I love that you're posting like that on Discord. I love it. Stories about 10-year-old elementary school you and Baptist church. It's great. What good stories. To you. Good morning, Kimmy. How are you? What are you up to today? You know, it's very difficult to be on time. This is the only thing that I'm ever on time for, and the reason why I'm always on time is because I'm the one that gets to choose when it starts. But I'm always late. Right? Like, I'm always streaming later than I'd like to be. And yeah, I'm late for everything. Because time is a social construct. And some social constructs I'm just not very fond of. When do we get to change the clocks back? Next month? Something like that? Time is funny that way. What are you doing up today? What are you doing up today? That doesn't make sense. What are you up to today, Jada? What have you to do? Butt flakes is lagging. Posterior bits. Gluteus maximus pulvis. Time is totally different when you work a 9 to 5. Yes, I'm very lucky that I don't. And I have a job that just asks me to work all the time. But that means I can also take a nap anytime. For a few minutes, yes. Yes, indeed. It's raining today. I don't follow. It's raining, so you have to take her to school because otherwise she would take the bus or she would walk. Do you live close enough to the school that she can walk unless it's like really bad weather? That's cool. If I'm assuming correctly, which maybe I'm not. So we're gonna wrap up for the day. We're gonna say Kaddish. The word Kaddish means holy, or kadosh. She had to walk a couple blocks to the bus stop. And it's cold February rain. No good. No good, no good. Snow would be preferable. She might melt. That would be disastrous. It'd be heartbreaking. Shouldn't let that happen. Kimmy is a nice mom. So Kaddish means holy. I remember studying the etymology of the word Kaddish, or the word, or that root, and like one of the meanings for it is set apart, which I think is so indicative of the way that Judaism presents itself to itself. Right, we are the holy people, not like those other people and their other gods. And like I want to be very sensitive to, set apart. I want to be very sensitive to like the xenophobic assumptions that can come with that, right? Like, oh, we're special, we're the chosen ones. But like, I don't know, when you think about what the sacred is, like what makes something sacred, like what makes something holy, I can't actually think of a better definition, right? Like the holy is what is separate. Like it's not holy for any particular thing, like, oh, the mountaintop is holy, but the mountaintop is holy literally because it is above the rest, right? Like it is set apart from the rest of the world. Like I think the emotion of holiness, like I don't mean like some sort of a philosophical category. I mean like the feeling that people have like in the core of their body when they experience something sacred, right? Like it is an experience of difference. It's like, wow, this thing is not like all of the other things, and yet it is all of the other things, right? That paradox of like it is both set apart and yet it's pervasive and everywhere simultaneously. Right? The mundane, the everyday, the average is not holy, by that distinction, right? So you cannot have holy without having mundane, and yet you can label, yes, both connected and set apart. There's only one true God, there's only one true people, but that God is everywhere and the people is every people. Yes. Also cleanliness, yep, yeah, distinction, separation. When actually what we want is unification. But dirt is very unified, right? How do you keep things clean if you want to merge with everything else? You just mix it all together, and you don't know what's dirty and what's clean anymore. It's all just stuff. Anyway, that is my etymological philosophical rant of the day. So Kaddish means separate. And perhaps that is why we mourn. Dirt is what filters the waters. Yeah. That's a good meme. It's very true. So we'll say Kaddish, and we will mourn how set apart we are. Mourn the disconnection that we experience whenever we experience it. Right? Those people who were in our lives and no longer are. Right? Or that sense of connection we had and no longer have. So we mourn, and in mourning we mourn together, and so we connect. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up with your philosophy. Just say the Hebrew words. They're more meaningful than any English you could say. Okay. Little voice is talking to me. So, the mourner's Kaddish sounds a bit like this. Yud Gadal, Vid Kadash, Shema Rabbah. Biama Divrachiote, Viam Lichmal Chute, Bachayachon, Viamechon, Chayedikal Be Israel, Bagala, Bisman Karib, Vimru. Amen. Yehe Shema Rabbah Mivarach Lialam, Ome, Omaya. Yit Barach, Vishtabach, Vit Baar, Vit Ramam, Vit Nase, Vitodar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shema, Dekudasha, Brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tush birchata v'nechemata, diamiran v'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yachol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Ose shalom v'imramav, huya ase shalom, aleinu v'yachol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Ose shalom v'imramav, Huya say shalom aleinu, v'alechal Yisrael, v'imru, v'imru, amen. Thanks, friends. I appreciate the reassurance. I do. It's funny, right? Even though I'm sitting here on TikTok, right, like, live streaming, I worry that I talk too much. Isn't that ridiculous? It's a little silly. I will be here tomorrow to say these words again, and I hope you will too. Check out the Discord. The Discord's been doing great. Thank you for joining, Batya. I really look forward to chatting with you later. It's so nice to because I mean this stream, I'm here for the talking too, but in a certain sense I can't talk to you because I'm talking to, I don't know, there's not that many people here right now. There's 11 people, but it's still I have a liturgy to do, right? But on Discord I'm not doing liturgy. I can just chat, and that's really nice. And I love seeing all of you talking together and building little friendships. That's why I do this. Truly, that is why I do this. I want connection. I want other people to feel connection. That's why we're here. Yeah, it's a great way to start my day too, Katie. Yeah, I hope your day goes well, and I will see you again tomorrow to say all this once again. So farewell. Be well.